Good day everyone and welcome to this lesson. Today's video I will be focusing on the topic trigonometry. This is a question that falls under your paper 2 question paper for the June and November examinations for grade 11 and grade 12. Now trigonometry have different parts into it. There's the part where you deal with graphs, the part where you deal with trigonometrical equation, trigonometry in 2D, and proving of identities. Now in this video I'll be focusing on the part where you deal with a graph and you need to use your special angles to answer the following questions. You'll be provided a graph with points. In that graph you'll be given an equation, then using that equation you should be able to answer the following questions without the use of a calculator. Now this is the easiest part of a trigonometrical question, so this part it's very important that you master it in order to balance the marks, because the following questions, which will be your identities and other parts of trigonometry, the difficulty increases. This part of trigonometry relies on your grade 10 knowledge. I should be advising people to go back into their grade 10 trigonometry and revise, but by the end of this video I hope that you will see you do not need revision from grade 10. Let us consider the following question. This is a question from a past paper. Now we're given this statement. These statements are really important because most of the answers you get them from there. Some of this question you might not get this diagram which we have, the Cartesian plane, but you'll always have the statement. So it's very important that you know how to interpret these statements. So we are told in the diagram below, P negative 6 is to 8 is a point in the Cartesian plane. A is a point on the positive x-axis. AOP is equals to theta. Now most of the time you'll be given 2 points which will be the x-axis and the y-axis. Then the following question always asks you to calculate for the hypotenuse. Now in the following question we're given negative 6. Negative 6 is the x-axis and positive 8 is the y-axis. Now question 3.1.1 says the length of OP. Now you can already identify that the length of OP is from the origin, which is O, to the point P, and this is diagonally, so we can tell that this is the hypotenuse. So you'll use the theorem of Pythagoras to answer this question. 3.1.1, we're going to determine the length of OP with the aid of the diagram. So we're going to utilize the theorem of Pythagoras, and it says x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. Now we're going to substitute our values. Our x values, it's negative 6. Negative 6 squared plus 8 squared is equals to OP squared. OP is equals to square root of negative 6 squared plus 8 squared. OP is equals to 10. Therefore, you're done with 3.1.1. 3.1.2, it says sine theta plus cos theta. Now sine theta it's y over r, cos theta it's x over r. We already have our x value, our y value, and we've just found our r value, which is 10. So we're gonna substitute the values of sine and cos with the values that we got from the statement and our first answer in 3.1.1. So sine it's y over r, so y it's 8 over r, which is 10, plus negative 6 over r. Now the final answer, since the denominators are the same, we are allowed to add or subtract the numerators. 8 minus by 6 is 2 over 10. 2 over 10 is the same as 1 over 5 when it is simplified, and you've come to your final answer. Let us consider the following example. This section is a part of a past paper as well. So we are told in the information in the diagram below, P x is to 24 is a point such that OP is equals to 25 and ROP is equals to beta, where beta is an obtuse. Now this is a different way in which this type of question is asked. In the previous question, the hypotenuse was the unknown, but in this question the x value is unknown. but still we'll use the theorem of Pythagoras to answer it, as we have the y value, which is 24, and we have the r value, which is 25. Now with the use of the theorem of Pythagoras, we should easily be able to get the value of x. And the following question, we will get to determine the value of beta without using a calculator. This is the different way in which this type of questions are asked. You might get x, which will be unknown, y, which is unknown, but most of the time r is the unknown. 5.1.1, we're required to determine the value of x. So we have the y value and the r value. So we'll use the Pythagoras theorem, which says x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. Now we're going to substitute our values. We do not know x squared is equals to, we're going to transpose the y squared. Now r squared is 25 squared minus by y squared is 24 squared. Now x is equals to square root of 25 squared minus by 24 squared. X is equals to 7. But you should be careful when you're determining the value of x or y. It will depend on which quadrant the graph was drawn, so that you should know if the x value is positive or negative. Now this graph was drawn on the second quadrant, and all the values on the second quadrant, the x values are negative. So you should conclude and say, therefore x is equals to negative 7. Now this is the final answer for 5.1.1. Now 5.1.2, we are required to determine the value of each of the following without the use of a calculator. Now 5.1.2a, we have sine beta. When you're given a sum like this and it's only for 1 mark, you're not required to get the angle beta. All you're required is to substitute the correct values into sine beta. We know that sine is y over r. If we can write our values that we have our x value, which is what we just got, it's negative 7. Our y value, it's 24, and our r value, which is 25. Now you just substitute the correct values into sine, and you know sine it's y over r, so sine beta, sine will be equals to 24 over 25, and you get your 1 mark. We have come to the end of our video. Thanks for watching till the end. Next up, we have reduction formulas and special angles. Please tune in and don't miss any video.